Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Philip Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and for today's episode of Suki Nihon for Area DMG, we are looking at Adventure Time episodes 39 and 40, Preboot and Reboot. They're technically separate episodes. In fact, there's some weird inconsistencies between the two of them, but they were presented as being, attached. So for this review, I'm attaching them together. Yeah. That way, I'm not going to be milking it for like 2 videos when I can just do one. Yeah. Anyways, where to begin on this one? Well, it starts with Susan Strong, Jake, and Finn investigating an arcade when a giant drill shows up. Tiffany, who is still alive and now cybernetic, shows up and we get to meet a new character named Dr.Gross. Susan Strong apparently can open the doors inside of Dr. Gross's drill and stuff. We start seeing this weird behavior from Susan Strong. She's like, talking computer language or whatnot. Yeah. And then we find out through a terrifying song that Dr. Gross is augmenting animals. She's kind of like a Ray Kurzweil type character, I guess. Augmentation, transhumanism, which, by the way, is not what people... if you say someone's, I'm a transhumanist, people will be like, oh... So, the transition between male and female, or female to male? No. No. Transhumanism is the idea of ascendancy from being just our mortal coil to something a little bit higher than that. The idea of, like she says in there, she starts with glasses and then moves to glasses and pacemakers, and then of course to scissor fingers and retractable strange spider legs. Yes. Anywho, she's been augmenting animals, and we find out after she tries to augment Finn and Jake and Susan Strong gets their will, that she's been doing this to the other people. The other people from the islands. Dun dun dun! Well, after she drugs Finn and Jake and is all like, yes, I'm gonna add stuff to you! Susan Strong doesn't take the drugged candy, and then helps them escape, and one thing I like about this is that when Dr. Gross is all calls her augmented animals to come and help her, they all kind of become kind of like in Five Nights at Freddy's when they expand? That, and it's awesome. Anyways, Tiffany betrays Dr. Gross, and then Susan Strong, Finn, Jake, and a bunch of her augmented animals escape. And then one of the augmented animals we saw earlier, a giant electric eel decides it's going to wander up to the Candy Kingdom, and that is technically the end of that episode. So, what happens pretty much in this episode? I do want to mention something about transhumanism. There is a really great book called Machine Man by Max Berry, which you should read. You should definitely read it. He's got some other books like Jennifer Government is good, Syrup is good, but you should definitely check out Machine Man. In Machine Man, basic idea is that an engineer accidentally loses his leg in a freak accident. So he gets a bionic leg, and rather the leg that they give you, and he's just unhappy about that. And he's like, well, maybe I can make this operate better. Then he realizes, wait, my leg is way too efficient now. My normal leg is terrible. And since he's an engineer, he decides to lop off the other leg, and this sets him down on a horrifying spiral into transhumanism, just slowly becoming more machine than man. And it's also a love story, so it's definitely worth checking out, and you should check it out. It's from Max Berry. It's called Machine Man. Well, anyways, let's get back into this. That's the end of Preboot. But Reboot starts where, it starts right above the surface. Finn is holding on to that electric eel that escaped from in the previous episode. Oh man, my filthy human lungs. Anyways, Jake is now wearing a gem that allows him to communicate with Princess Bubblegum for some reason. Which I'm like, wait, that wasn't in the other episode. But it is now. Anyhow, the electric eel is, Finn is beating up on it and all that, and then Susan Strong's like, we need to help, and Jake is like, no, don't do it. Unlike Finn, you're not immune to electricity. And then Susan Strong gets zapped and she goes all T-800 on everybody. Like, she literally flips into another side of her personality and decides to go take Finn somewhere. And Princess Bubblegum shows up with an elite banana guard. They have rocket packs, and they take Finn back to the Candy Kingdom. Susan Strong shows up at the Candy Kingdom, takes out a bubblegum guardian, draws in the energy from it, absorbs the energy from it, and grows huge, and then just like starts taking Finn toward the sea. And then Jake, who Susan Strong threw somewhere, shows up, gets mad, starts beating up on her, almost kills her, and then Finn calms him down and uses the whole Jake suit thing. They're taking out Susan Strong with all sorts of like different wrestling moves, and then, well, it seems to be going okay, and then Susan Strong throws a huge anchor at Jake and knocks Jake out. He's just down for the count. Finn is there. Finn's grass sword from his hand starts going berserk, almost kills Susan Strong, and then he tries to hit it to stop it to go down. Stops it from killing her, and as it's coming back into there, his Finn sword, which he dropped earlier, the grass sword melds with the Finn sword. Something else replaces the Finn that's in the Finn sword, and it becomes a grassman creature. And that's the end of the episode. We have Susan Strong completely knocked out, Jake completely knocked out and dehydrated, yike. Finn is out, missing his arm again, and the grass sword has become some type of grassman creature, and that's the end of Season 7! Season 8 and 9 will be the final seasons of Adventure Time, so they are gearing up for goodness knows what else. We have the miniseries known as The Islands coming up, and that is definitely going to be related to the remaining humans. I mean, they mentioned that there's a few humans around, not Marceline, Simon sometimes, the Ice King sometimes. Magic Man is not really magic anymore. Betty's not really human anymore either. It's kind of sad. There's a few people, but Martin, I think Martin's dead. I think Martin got reincarnated into a butterfly or something. Anyways, we're left with this weird cliffhanger. We're left with this green grassman creature standing on top of the anchor over Jake's defeated husk and wielding its sword. And that's the end of that season. And I love it when this series goes from being like, cute little bit of backstory, and boom, drama all at once. We're supposed to be hearing a little bit more about Finn's mother in this upcoming seasons. Seasons 8 and seasons 9 and the movie will be the end of Adventure Time, and it looks like they're gearing up to give us a good, satisfying ending, not like what happened with, say, Samurai Jack, which next year we're getting more Samurai Jack. I mean, seriously, for all the guff people give 2016, we got an announcement for new Samurai Jack, we got an announcement for new DuckTales, we got an announcement for, we got the Switch announced. That was interesting. We got a ton of interesting, cool stuff that happened in 2016 that, kind of outweighs some of the bad stuff. But, overall, I was just pretty thrilled with these 2 episodes. I thought it was pretty great, some good action, and lots of interesting stuff for the future. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next for Season 8. I'm looking forward to that. I think we're supposed to get the first episode of Season 8 sometime this year. But don't quote me on that one. That's what I've heard. It would be good because 2019 or 2018 or so is when it's supposed to be over. So, I don't know. That'll be interesting to see. So, what do you think of these episodes? What are your thoughts on the whole Grassman thing? Are you one of those people who thinks Jake is dead because of the whole Croak dream? Your cosmic owl dream? and the whole thing with the little pictures and such. Are you on that boat? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share if you haven't already. Until next episode comes out, you are now caught up.